I'm Branwall from Virginia. I've tried a lot of things in my life. I've been an engineer, computer software, and I wanted to try my hand at knife making. Came across Murray Carter on the internet, the Chuck Norris of the knife world. You can't go wrong with that, right? No, it was more the sort of the dedication to the metallurgy that I saw in Murray that interested me, as opposed to people making very fancy looking knives. I'm very interested in the metal. I'm interested in how it cuts, how it sharpens. So I came and did his 500 week-long course, and we're at the end of it now, and I have 3 knives I've made. This is one, a neck knife. It's another one, and this is how they started. And I think it's pretty amazing. I learned a lot about temperature control in the forge and how little I know about it, and how it's a very simple process, but I can see how it would take a very long time to actually master.
The steel up till it's sparking and forge weld it. Yeah. You're not, there's thousands of blades like that all over the world. No one brags about how well they cut. The only way to do it is at the lowest possible temperature. If you're not going to forge weld the lowest possible temperature, you're just making patterns in steel, you're not making blades.
So we're at the end of the week. Murray was a fantastic instructor, very hands-off where appropriate, but hands-on to make sure you are understanding the concepts that you really need to. And just I had a fantastic experience. The other people who were in the class with us, 2 other guys, were great. The staff here were extremely helpful, very dedicated to their work. Really enjoyed being here, and I think if you're really interested in knives, how they're made, the metallurgy of knives, what makes a really good cutting knife, and you're really interested in that, even if you never want to make knives, a course like this will teach you so much. So I think it's well worth it. I will definitely return for further skill building courses, and definitely spend more time with this. So thank you, Murray.
Well, my name is Bill Kimbrough. I'm from the Houston, Texas area, and I came up here to Oregon to try to find out about making Japanese knives. And fortunately for me, Murray has dispelled a lot of the myths that I had preconceptions of about Japanese knives. Whenever I was in Japan on a couple of trips, I bought some knives there and visited knife stores, but still, I had the concept that most Japanese knives were made with a single bevel on one edge. And it's only through Murray's tutelage that I've been able to see that most Japanese knives are not made like that. The things that I've really enjoyed learning here are primarily the temperature at which the steel needs to be heated, to be forged, needs to be normalized, and needs to be tempered. That was very important. And the refinement of the grain of the steel by using the temperature and the hammer is very critical in his design for knives and the way that the knives perform. And he's illustrated the quality of the steel that ultimately results from all this several times whenever we grind the knives and whenever we sharpen the knives. The burr that comes off these contemporary knives is really remarkable. It's not anything like any knife that I've ever handled before. So I've been very happy with the experience of being here in Oregon and Murray's shop. I think we had plenty of attention, plenty of individual attention, and I've covered all of the questions that I had previously written down before I came for the trip. I wrote a big list of questions in the book that Murray wrote, and brought the book with me, and then I've answered those questions intermittently and all the other questions that I dreamed up while I was here. He's been very good about taking care of all that. So overall, I'd say it's been a very pleasant experience being here in Oregon and making knives. Even though I have made several knives, one of which is this little neck knife, which I think is really nice. Even though I've made several knives, what I'm taking away is not the knives themselves, but the techniques that I have learned to use in making and forging these knives. I'd say overall it was a very nice experience.
Hello, my name's Dennis Toland. I'm from the Houston, Texas area, and glad to be here in Hillsboro, Oregon, enjoying the benefits of Murray Carter's intensive 6-day bladesmithing course. I learned of Murray's knives and some of his knife making philosophy 6 or 8 months ago, having a hobby interest in making knives myself, and I wanted to understand more about his methodology and the Japanese philosophy of making knives. So I ordered his book on Japanese bladesmithing, read through it, and then began to view some of his YouTube offerings and became fascinated with the concept of enhancing my understanding of blade smithing using traditional Japanese methodology and equipment. Therefore, when the opportunity arose to take a course that would help me realize some of those ambitions and goals, I signed up. And so here I am, and we've just completed 6 days of intensive work and shop, and have learned some of the main principles that I wanted, or at least been exposed to some of the main principles that I wanted to be exposed to. Fire construction, fire maintenance, addressing the proper working temperatures of the particular steel that we worked with to enhance the metallurgical properties of that steel and thus optimize the performance of the blade. With that, we learned and were exposed to a variety of methods of finishing and handling the blades once it was time to put a handle on them. So what I ended up with as a principal benefit from the course was, first of all, learning about some new steels, how they're handled, how they're heated, how they're heat treated, how they're annealed, and how they're hardened and how they're tempered using special methodology with Japanese clay and water quenching techniques. And so what we ended up with after this course was a number of really fantastic end products, which was not my initial goal when I came here. I wanted to learn about the methods more than the actual end product. But for example, I have a desert ironwood knife, neck knife here that's a beautiful example of Murray's design and execution, made with laminated stainless and high carbon steel. We made a kitchen knife, which I don't have with me at the moment, but we finished the course with a beautiful medium-sized hunting knife with a brass guard and camel bone handle. You won't be able to see it in the video, I don't believe, but there's a accent pin in the center, and we have a silver soldered guard and the original hammered finish on the blade, and the knife has been sharpened and performs as advertised. So we've had a great time here visiting with Murray and Jason and all his staff, and I've learned a great deal. And Murray, thank you for hosting us. Jason, thank you for your generous support, and hope to come back. Thank you.